breach, is that what you said?
That's right. Like a firewall will protect your computer.
Okay. Do you know the name of the firewall
But
that you
anyways,
would use?
I will give you the email address of mine. Just send me the questions and I'll revert back to you, okay?
Is it better to call sometime tomorrow or in an hour?
Do not give me a call. Just send me an email.
Okay.
Whatever the questions you have, okay?
Is it late for you right now in Arkansas or?
Sir, my wife is waiting for me on bed.
Okay.
This is the thing. You really want me to tell you that?
What time is it?
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's a very dear friend of mine, let me tell you, sir. We have been sharing a lot of things. So I don't really think that anybody else needs to come in between and ask these questions about our private things, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Have a great day.
I'm not a violent person, at least I don't think. I just really wanted to punch Abby. It made me so angry. What an absolute scumbag. Sarah's telling me he's this great guy. He worked at Apple, Microsoft, Geek Squad, and she genuinely trusts this guy. And I know from doing this that, of course, it's a scammer. Like, of course, it's a lie. The chances of someone who has worked at Apple, Microsoft, Geek Squad, and all these things, and who also just casually calls to check in on her every week and help her fix her computer problem. Like that's what the scammers say. But this woman is alone and doesn't have family. And I'm asking, like, is there anyone in your family who can come over to your house and help you? Let's start picking up the pieces of this scam. Let's start figuring out how much you've lost. And she tells me that Abby is the one who she trusts. And it's like it's just a disaster. My experience is, for example, I think he said he was in Arkansas. Am I not mistaken?
Yeah, he had a telephone number for Arkansas, and he said that was the person.
It sounded like he said it's a store in Arkansas. And as you and I know, not 6 a.m. in Arkansas right now.
No, he told me he was in California because there was time change.
But when I asked him what he would put on your computer, he said he would put a security breach on your computer. As you probably can gather, a breach would be a bad thing. It felt a little awkward when he doesn't want to answer my questions with you on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that too. But
perhaps because he doesn't want to look like a bad guy.
Like I said, he cleaned his computer out.
Right.
And put some securities in it, and he never charged me anything. I just think he was like a best friend. And he would never tell anybody here. So.
Yeah, no, it sounds like.
I'm like very honest. It is getting late.
Okay.
And my mouth is getting dry. And,
I apologize about that. We have been talking for a while. I hope you get a chance to relax tonight, and hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you for your help and your guidance and information and tips and of the trade, and thank you for telling me all about this. Thank you.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you very much. You too. Thank you. Bye.
The more we talk to Sarah, the more we realize it's just worse than we thought. Every little bit of the story she tells us, we realize it's even more complicated and it's even more terrible, but she doesn't know. 6 or 7 years ago, Sarah had been scammed. Abby calls her back the next day to save the day and help her clean up her computer from the scammers. Never even charged her a penny. But in reality, he was working with those team of scammers, and he would go on to take advantage of her for years. This guy, John, is just another one of his scammer buddies, trying to convince Sarah that she can get her money back if she invests money in Bitcoin. And occasionally, they would even have other victims send money to her, thinking that she was going to be getting the money back that she deserved, and they would just steal it right from her bank account. The more I learned about Sarah's story, the more I realized it was a mess. I think it took 2 or 3 days, honestly, a few days of like talking to her to really help her understand what was going on. It's bank accounts, email accounts, all of her financial records. They knew everything about her. They could connect their computer at any point, and you just start to realize that they have been using her, and they've taken everything. So it was tough.
I know I'm making you cry.
No, it's okay. I'm happy that I can help because they would just keep doing this, and it's happened so many times with other people.
You know how much I lost.
I'm so sorry.
I don't have any life insurance. I don't even have insurance. I just have enough to pay my bills, and that's it. Just to keep mad about water. Now I did get a settlement from selling my home, and I put it in the bank, and it is in TD. I can't even tell you.
I know we can fix this. I think what we would start by is we'll get the computer clean. We'll make sure that none of these guys can get on your computer again. And then we'll sort through what we need to do next. I have a team who can help me with this type of stuff.
Thank you. You did a while of good by just talking to me and reassuring me that there's help out there.
It is very difficult to make sense of 6, 7 years of scamming, but I am happy to say Sarah is in a much better place today. She's told me over and over again that she's doing well. She really likes the people that she's meeting. She also tells me about Dr. Pimple Popper and every show that she watches on TV. But it's been great talking to her. If any of the scammers were bothering you anymore, because I would hate to have those guys
No.
call on you.
Not anymore.
Good.
Yeah, please take any paper that I did that walking John up. And John fled the country.
David has disappeared. Sarah says he fled the country after we reported him. Of course, you and I know he wasn't here in Arkansas with Abby in the first place. We were able to connect her with some local government agencies, as well as our partner Laura, who specializes in identity theft. We even have tracking elements and favors to help them so that we could give people they have registered multiple email addresses, various crypto accounts. She was I was devastated. It caused a tremendous amount of stress for somebody. When someone has access to email or your social accounts, they're touching really like private, intimate data there, right? Pictures of the kids, your family, they have access to your social accounts, they're damaging your reputation, damaging your relationships with others. They would tell her that she was getting money back, the money that she had lost, but it was actually worth victims over a 6-7 year period where it's not like she's losing money over and over and over again, but like something comes in every now and then, it doesn't feel entirely like a steep, but it's just becoming more trying to continue to mine that person's assets. In a situation of her, so you have to start over. Starting over is like it would be a really unique situation. And there's usually ways to work with the banks, work with your creditors, before people get in situations. So it's not an uncommon thing in banks. Sort of understand how to deal with it, but to end up in this spot. But it is a situation where like once you can access to probably likely to happen again, right? If your data is out there, which you went from identity self-loyal lock here. What you want to do is you want to lock it to make sure that any sort of attempt on that credit to make you a loan, if you want to be alerted, any place from the full report on you, you want to get alerted. So that lock will basically signal that. It is very easy to unlock your credit. The annoying thing is you got to do it with all the zeros, and for people like ours, it makes it a little bit easier to do that. Just it's a simple, safe thing to do, and there are
very little downside to it other than the effort to like making sure you turn it back on when you want to get a call up or you're getting annoyed.
I hope you had a chance to laugh, at least at the beginning of the video. Maybe learn something through this experience. I know it's been life-changing for me. Thank you again to Laura for partnering with me so we could build out the team, make videos like this, help go through the life identity. They monitor your identity, financial accounts, and make sure that everything is out there. You know about it right away. You can get a 21-day free trial and sign up at Laura.com/building. Is always incredibly valuable. And one thing I learned through this experience is how important a phone call is. Every time I call Sarah, she thanks me. Just for listening to her, just checking in. I would encourage you to check in with your friends, check in with your family. You never know how much that can mean to someone. See you next week.
You for calling. To speak to a representative, please press 0. Please hold while we connect your call to extension 0. Hello.
Well, that one's ruined. So I'm gonna call another number because of wow, what a good day today. You definitely heard this. 100%. 110% heard you say that. So, alright, on to the next one.
Hello. Good morning. Yes. But you called me and left a voicemail. Yes, yes, you voicemail about the refund. You remember you have made a payment for your computer services and maintenance platform?
Someone just answering hello today.
Yes, I think so. Really? Yes. So that is when I'm getting the call out to just give back the refund because in future we are not able to give you any more services because our link server has been crashed down and we are getting a lot of complaints with all the systems. That is why we have decided to refund back their money, right? Because we already
Support services any further, please to reach us to receive a refund.
okay. So you remember now how much amount you had made of payment last time? Do you remember that? Not exactly.
That was about the call.
Okay, it's when let me check in my server how much you are able to get back for refund, okay? Just hold on a moment. Okay, I'll be remembering what I was working with. Somebody with my computer. Yeah, at one point, I paid someone to help me with my computer. Okay. So now I'm just go ahead and turn on the computer. So I was going to the income form on this computer screen and the certificate is not working on the computer because our main server. So you have to remove the corrupted software. So just go ahead and the income of the computer. I'm holding the line to you. Oh, so the corruption. Yeah. So just go ahead.